Get Fit Club teamed up with Gabi Rose to put together a comprehensive, individualized weight loss plan for every contestant. Gabi, the owner, knows firsthand what it's like to be overweight. Just a few short years ago, she was over 265 pounds. Here's Gabi's story in her own words.
In my 30s, I was the heaviest that I've ever been in my entire life, and I feel like I've lost a decade of my life. It's gone. You don't pay much attention to each other when you're really heavy. There was no communication at all. He was coming home from work later and later. I would try to get to bed earlier and earlier so I wouldn't have to see him. And as you have children, you just get busier and your weight gets heavier and heavier for a woman with each child. Your health issues, just one thing after the other comes in the way. And when you don't feel good, I mean, what do you want to do? You want to be left alone, right? You want to lay in your bed, you're depressed, you don't want to deal with anybody. We very rarely went out of the house. We very rarely had friends come over. My kids also, you almost live like a hermit.
We found ourselves caught up in just numerous different vicious cycles, one after the other. And basically the way I see it is that once an individual stops caring about themselves, then it makes it very difficult to care about the others around you, including my wife. And I think that she was also probably feeling the same thing, and we grew very distant at that time.
I was working on my computer and my husband had downloaded this picture of me sitting on the beach. I hated to be in pictures. I mean, unless my kids were in it, you won't find any pictures of me back then without my children. And I looked at that image, and for a moment I said, oh, it's like, who is that? I don't recognize this person at all. The next thing I did, I looked in the mirror and I said, I can't believe that's me. That's what I've become. I just couldn't believe how large I was. Being heavy, you don't look in a mirror. I wore maternity clothes for 12 years. I refused to buy clothes. I didn't even want to know my size. That was an eye-opening experience. Progressively, it was my breathing, my asthma was becoming a really big issue, and I was having more and more asthma attacks. I suffered a severe asthma attack one day on the way home, and I thought I was gonna die in front of my children. And I asked my husband, I said, look, I'm pulling over and this is where I am. I can't breathe, and I don't know if I'm gonna be alive when you come here, but this is where you'll find me. They saw their mother struggling. You're supposed to be a strong role model for your children. I still get really upset about it, but to me, that's the most horrific thing, that this had to happen in front of my children. We all have to change. It's not only me changing, I have to change now the minds of my children too. They grew up eating food that they became accustomed to, and now I need to slowly change them into a new way of thinking and a new way of life. I used to pick my kids up from school, drive through Dunkin' Donuts almost every day. It's terrible. Used to get a big iced coffee full of, I don't know, it was cream and sugar and whipped cream and whatever else. Get them donuts. We used to go home and that was their snack. First of all, that was the first thing I cut out of our lives. No more fast food, no more drive-through, no more running into anything and eating food that takes less than 5 seconds to prepare, 5 minutes. Then I started looking in a grocery store and I started reading labels. Of course, the easiest thing is to go back to the Whole Foods. So you go to more fruit, you go to 100% whole wheat bread, go to whole wheat pasta. Start making those easy changes. And then eventually you change into other things, the brand of peanut butter you're buying, the brand of jelly that you buy. Chicken, no more frozen chicken nuggets. to stick in the freezer and serve them for dinner. Soda, we don't drink any more sodas, no more diet sodas included.
We've been together almost 20 years, so we know each other very well. And just there was an absolute change taking place with my wife, and it was all good things.
Now we look forward to eating dinner together. We look forward to doing things on the weekend. We play tennis together with the kids. Such a huge quality of life change. You look forward to going out and riding your bike through the neighborhood. Things that we would never think of doing before. I mean, it's crazy. We go to functions now. My daughter, Rachel, was asked to sing in front of a sold-out congregation for the high holidays. She plays tennis. I mean, everybody's life has just, we've all come out of our shell, all of us.